Greetings from Temecula, California. This is the Ryder Report. I am Ryder Bullock, fresh off an NBA doubleheader. Tonight in Los Angeles, the Golden State Warriors came in with a plan and left with a win. Final score 119-109. And while the box score tells one story, the rhythm of the game told another. Jimmy Butler led the way for Golden State, pouring in 31 points with the kind of poise and precision that anchors a road win. But this wasn't just Butler's night. It was a Warriors performance built on balance, ball movement, and big-time execution. Golden State shot 48.7% from the field, but it was their three-point shooting, 17 makes on 42.5%, that stretched the floor and kept the Lakers chasing shadows. At the free-throw line, they were nearly automatic, 26 of 29, good for 89.7%. That's how you close out quarters. That's how you close out games. The Lakers, meanwhile, shot a better percentage from the field, 54.5%, and dominated the paint with 62 points inside. But their struggles from deep, just 8 of 32 for 25%, and a rough 60.7% from stripe, left too many points on the table. Both teams battled on the boards, with Golden State edging out 40-39. The Warriors grabbed 9 offensive rebounds, turning second chances into momentum. They also dished out 29 assists, a testament to their unselfish play and crisp ball movement. Defensively, Golden State came up with 10 steals and 4 blocks, forcing 20 Laker turnovers and converting them into 23 points. Fast break opportunities, Warriors led that too, 13-6. It wasn't perfect. Golden State committed 27 fouls, including a technical, and turned the ball over 18 times themselves. But when it mattered, they held their nerve. Their largest lead, 17 points, and they never looked back. For the Lakers, it's a game of missed chances and what-ifs. For the Warriors, it's a statement win on the road against a rival, with Butler leading the charge and the supporting cast playing their roles to perfection. Golden State takes this one 119-109, and if tonight was any indication, they're not just playing, they're building something. In Oklahoma City, it was banner night, ring ceremony, MVP in the building, you name it, they had it. The Thunder opened the season in dramatic fashion, double overtime, and beat Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets 125-124. Now listen, this was everything Thunder fans could possibly have asked for. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the reigning MVP, doesn't have a good first half, just 5 points. You're thinking, uh-oh. Maybe a hangover from the finals run? Nope. The guy turns it on. 35 points by the end, and he wins it at the line. 2 free throws with 2.3 seconds left. Cold-blooded. That's what stars do. And how about the irony? It's Durant, the guy who broke this fan base's heart back in 2016, committing the foul that decides the game. The crowd, oh, they loved it. Booed him in intros, booed him every time he touched the ball, and when he fouled out, it was like the 4th of July in the Paycom Center. Now, to be fair, Durant was good, 23 points, 9 boards, played well in stretches, but this is not Golden State KD. This is the version trying to fit into yet another team, and it's going to take time. Shingun, by the way, was terrific, 39 and 11. He was Houston's best player all night. Chet Holmgren, tremendous again, 28.7 boards, and continues to look like he's built for this stage. But here's the real story. Oklahoma City's got the championship swagger now. They win games they probably shouldn't. They were calm in chaos, and they've got the best closer in the sport. And let's be honest, that building was electric. They boost for Durant. The rings, the banner, the finish. It was one of those nights that remind you why the NBA regular season can still matter. Thunder go to Indiana next, finals rematch, circle that one. Rockets get Detroit on Friday, and good luck bouncing back after that one. We move on to a story that is rich. Sean Payton, who's already got enough headlines for 3 lifetimes, decides he's going to take a little jab, a little nudge, as he calls it, at Russell Wilson, his former quarterback. Says he was hoping to face Wilson when his Broncos played the Giants. Well, guess what? Russell heard it, and he didn't let it slide. Oh, no. Russ takes to social media, X, and calls Payton classless. Brings up bounty hunting. Throws in a few laughing emojis, signs off with hashtag Let's Ride. You can't make this up. The man actually went back 15 years ago to drag up Bountygate. Now, first off, let's be real. Sean Payton knew exactly what he was saying. You don't drop that "we were hoping that change came later" line and not know it's going to sting. This is a coach who's been in the league long time, right? Too long, really, to play naive. That's a professional dig wrapped in a compliment. Vintage Payton, but Russell, come on. You can't take the bait every time. You're the backup in New York now. You're signing autographs on the field before the game while the kid, Jackson Dart, is throwing 4 touchdowns. You got to read the room, man. Nobody wins a Twitter war or an X war, especially when one guy's coaching a team that just came back from down 19 points to win 33-32. It wasn't actually 19 points. It was 32 points, but nonetheless. Now, I do think Payton's comment was classless. It was, okay? But bounty hunting, that's a low blow. We're talking about something that cost Payton an entire season, a scandal that's been over a decade old. You don't drag that back out because you're still sore about being benched 2 teams ago. And make no mistake, this is personal. Remember last year, Wilson claims Denver threatened to bench him if he didn't waive an injury guarantee worth $37 million. The team denies it. The union gets involved. It was ugly. So, yeah, there's bad blood here. But at some point, both guys got to move on. The Broncos are 4-2, finding ways to win. The Giants, well, they've actually looked alive with this rookie Dart kid. That's football. It moves fast. You blink, you're the past. So my takeaway, Payton took a shot. Wilson fired back. And the whole thing's just another chapter in the NFL's favorite soap opera as the quarterbacks turn. Okay. Let's move on to something that is honestly just heartbreaking out of Santa Ana, California. The wrongful death trial involving the Angels and the late Tyler Skaggs and former team employee Eric Kay continues, and today Mike Trout took the stand. Now, Trout's not just any player. He's the face of that franchise, an 11-time All-Star, one of the greats of his generation, and when he gets emotional, when he's up there talking about confronting a team staffer over drug use, it tells you how deep this tragedy runs. Trout testified that before Skaggs' overdose in 2019, he was warned by another employee that Kay might have a problem. He even confronted Kay directly, said, quote, "You got 2 boys at home and you have to get this right." That's powerful stuff. That's a player trying to do the right thing, not a doctor, not a manager, a teammate, a man. The Skaggs family is suing the Angels for $118 million, claiming the team ignored clear warning signs that Kay was using and distributing drugs to players. The team's position, they say what happened was outside their control, that they had no knowledge of any of this, but these testimonies from Trout, from former officials, are painting a very complicated picture. And I got to tell you, as someone who's been around sports for a long time. This is one of those moments that just hits you because it's not about wins or stats or contracts. It's about how a 27-year-old kid lost his life in a hotel room and how many people might have seen something coming but didn't act fast enough. I'm 27 years old, and to think that my life could end is unfathomable to me. And I don't know Skaggs's, I don't know Skaggs personally. I know he's got a wife who will never see him again. He may have some kids who will never see him again, grow up and not know who their father is. So this is really sad stuff. And Trout said he noticed Kay doing strange things, stunts for money, eating bugs, even taking fastballs to the body. Just desperate behavior. He limited Kay's access to autographs because he was worried the guy might be selling them for drug money. That's not normal clubhouse stuff, by the way. That's a cry for help in plain sight. And think about this. Trout said he last saw Skaggs alive in an elevator that night. The next morning, Skaggs was gone. The team found out together. And that night, remember, the Angels went out and threw that combined no-hitter, all wearing Skaggs' jersey. Trout hit a home run in his first at-bat. You can't script that. It was one of the most emotional moments baseball's ever seen. But now, years later, all of that emotions turned into legal battles, accusations, and a search for accountability. So the question is, how much responsibility does a team bear when someone inside the organization is doing that? How many signs do you have to miss before it becomes negligence? That's what this case is really about. And for Mike Trout, it's clearly personal. You could see it in his words, in his emotion. This isn't just testimony. This is grief that never went away. From a courtroom about baseball to the Fall Classic, and Game 1 of the World Series is set for Friday night. Dodgers versus the Blue Jays at Chavez Ravine. Dave Roberts made it official this afternoon. Blake Snell gets the ball in Game 1. And Yamamoto in Game 2, same order the Dodgers used to absolutely mow through the Milwaukee Brewers in the NLCS. And why wouldn't you? When something's working that perfectly, you don't mess with it. Snell, listen to this. 8 innings, 1 hit, 10 strikeouts in that first game. Completely untouchable. Then Yamamoto follows it up with a complete Game 3 hitter. First Dodgers postseason complete game since 2004. You talk about dominance. The Dodgers rotation in that series had a .63 ERA. 2 earned runs in nearly 29 innings. That's not pitching, folks. That's suffocation. Now, Robert says Game 3 and 4 are still up in the air, but he's hinted at Glasnow, then Ohtani. Yeah, Shohei Ohtani, the same guy who struck out 10 and hit 3 home runs in Game 4 to clinch the pennant. You can't even script this. That's video game stuff. He's the NLCS MVP. He's the face of the sport, and now he's one step away from his first World Series ring. Second World Series ring, going back to back. But that's nonetheless. Meanwhile, Toronto's got their own story. First trip to the series since '93. George Springer's home sealed it, and that lineup can mash. They're not Milwaukee, but they've got right-handed power. Guerrero Jr. and Chapman. This could force the Dodgers to rethink some bullpen matchups. Roberts even admitted there's one spot still under debate, probably because of that Blue Jays righty heavy order. The wild card, though, Tanner Scott. He's been out after emergency surgery, but he's throwing again, which is good. And that's the kind of bullpen arm you want against a team like Toronto, a lefty who can get big outs late. So here's how I see it. The Dodgers rotation, if it stays this locked in, this might not be close. But if Toronto can get that bullpen, and if Yamamoto's command slips even a little under the lights, this could get very interesting very fast. And hey, let's be honest, Ohtani facing the Blue Jays in the World Series, that's a ratings dream. The global superstar, the unstoppable Dodgers, the Canadian comeback story, baseball couldn't have drawn it up any better. Game 1 Friday night, Snells versus whoever the Jays roll out, probably Gaussman. And I'll tell you what, buckle up. This could be one for the ages. Here is tonight's final thought. 80 years ago, the National Basketball Association began as a modest league with big dreams, a league that would grow into a global phenomenon. From the early days of dribbling on bare wooden courts to the dynasties of the Celtics, Lakers, and Bulls, the NBA has been a stage for both individual brilliance and collective artistry. Legends like Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James didn't just score points. They changed the game, inspired generations, and became cultural icons. The league has wreathed wars, social change, and economic upheaval. Yet it continues to captivate fans with its speed, skill, and sheer drama. Tonight, as we celebrate 80 years of basketball, we honor the moments that made us jump out of our seats, the rivalries that defined eras, and the promise that the next chapter, like the last 8 decades, will be unforgettable. That'll do it for me on this Tuesday night. Till next time, Ryder Bullock reporting. Thank you for your time, and thank you for letting me share mine.